We have the agenda or the program for the Congress. That will be directed by me from now. The Congress is convened in terms of the Constitution of the NUM, clause number 14.4, convening of the National Congress. Simply because every 3 years, the National Union of Mineworkers has to refresh, has to reflect, has to deepen the discussions, and has to give the direction as for what is the future of this organization in the country across the sectors where we operate. Comrades, the president himself went out to try and make the delegation and the regions who are still outside to come in. From where I'm sitting, I can hear there are a lot of revolutionary songs outside. But we are not going to wait. We are not going to wait, we must proceed. Because time is not on our side. The only challenge I'm having is that because we may have a problem of, while singing the national anthem, then we get disrupted. That will be very chaotic. I'm pleading with your good selves seated here that let us give this strictly 20 minutes, not compromising the security, for the president to come and give us feedback whether they are on strike or they are coming in. TT from Free State, TT from Free State, please come to the stage. TT from Free State. Comrade Manke is looking for you. Comrades, with that request, you can lead a Congress revolutionary song to drive to the 20 minutes that we requested. Thank you. Thank you very much, comrades. Thank you very much, comrades. We are starting now. We are starting now. I'm waiting for the team of the NOBs to be seated. Matosana, PWV, Highfield, Northeast and Kimberley, submit your credentials. Comrades, in the history of NUM, is for the first time we are 3 hours behind schedule. We'll request other NOBs to close the access gates or doors when we render item number 2. Because when we render item number 2, the expectation is that we must not be disrupted. With the powers invested in me to make it possible that the program starts, I'm going to request all of you to rise and we sing Inkosi Sikelela. The Nkosi Sikelela will be followed by the Solidarity Forever that will be displayed on the TVs. I'm just giving a minute while we are rising up for the president to walk in because he is shop steward number 1 of this union. We may not start while he went out for the second time to try and understand why regions are not letting the delegates in. Nagi, the NS of Health and Safety, please come back, yourself and the President. Let us start. We are all standing, awaiting for you. Nagi, comrades, the nice sopranos, the nice voices of people, we are relying on you. Nkosi Sikelela Africa. Madoda sikhiphe zonke imnqwazi. Nkosi Sikelela Africa.
Sigele
Comrades, while you are still standing, we have a request for the International Solidarity Song. I am disabled in that department, so my disability makes me to request you to remain standing until we had somebody to lead us with the International Solidarity Song. Nagi, come here. Come, International.
Comrades, we're going to sing International. Arise, prisoners of starvation. Arise, trawlers of the earth. For is in Tanda's new creation, 'tis a better world in bed. Nevermore tradition change shall bind. Arise, no troll, but no more in troll. The earth shall rise a new foundation. We are bound, not we shall be all. Then comrades, come rally, and the last fight let us face. The internationally unites the human race. Then comrades, come rally, in the last fight let us face. The internationally unites the human race. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Amanda!
Ulifa wetambo, tina simoshi weta. Ulifa wetambo, tina simoshi weta. Amanda, thank you very much. We may be seated, comrades. Matosana, PWV, Highveld, Northeast Kimberley. Please bring credentials. Comrades, allow me to take this opportunity and give words of gratitude for our international guests, the leadership from the alliance partners of the revolution, the implementing agencies of the National Union of Mineworkers, the staff members of the union, the National Executive Committee members present here, leadership of branches under your stewardship of the regional office bearers, who by virtue of their elections as chairpersons and secretaries, they are members of the National Executive Committee that is led by Daniel Huitse Modimo Walepile. Comrades, I am going to direct the program now until lunch. What you will see, we are paperless. Those of you who undermine mine workers, you can tell the world that we are digital. And when you see me with the phone here, you must not think that I'm chatting. I'm not chatting. It's a matter of the fourth industrial revolution. I'm dealing with the program from the device. Comrades, I'm requesting your good selves that please bear with us for the following hour. No movements, no songs. Let's focus because we have got 3 full hours down the drain. I'm now calling upon the Acting Deputy General Secretary to deal with item number 3 on the program, which is the National Congress Credential for Quorum. Limu Philip Jr. is how he's known. Thank you. Comrades, I think all of you have got gadgets with yourselves. Hold on if you don't have for now. Let me call upon the RMA IT people to come here for a minute to tell you how to operate that thing. RMA, Komiso. Now, Bob.
Morning, everyone. I think they've already explained that this event, we going digital. Yes? Up the voice, okay. Then this mic. Okay, so yes, we digital for this event. So there's 2 types of gadgets, comrades, that we provided. And with those gadgets, we've got the Windows one, the ones that are using the Windows. The documents for the event are currently sitting on the desktop. And then the ones that are using the Android is currently sitting under the files on the documents of the Android. And if you have any technical issues, the whole technical team is sitting at the back of the delegates. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those of you who will need to be assisted, you will be assisted from the back seat. AGS, where is the ATGS? ATGS, please come on the stage for credentials. Comrade Manke. Mlinde ngekwichu.
Oliver Tambo bambe sandla sa Oliver Tambo bambe sithi Oliver Tambo bambe sandla.
Thank you, comrades. Thank you very much. Please, Yeah. Mandla. 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 Viva NUM, viva. Viva COSATU, viva. Viva Makomonisi, viva. Viva African National Congress, viva. Viva all the delegates, viva. Thank you, Program Director, who is the Deputy President of the National Union of Mineworkers. So, comrade, in terms of the program, I'm going to render the first item of the program, which is Credential's report to this Congress. In terms of the Credential report, we are going to present them in a chronological order. I'm going to start with the Carletonville region. In terms of the, and I'm going to explain how we arrive on the proportionate. So in terms of the membership, Carletonville is having 6,184, and then the NEC has agreed about a base of 21, and then in terms of the proportionate, Carletonville has been allocated 18 delegates, and then the total number of delegates is 39. So now, in terms of the female in this, now I'm dealing with the delegates present into this room. So Carletonville females, they've presented 8 plus 30 females, and then total number present is 38. So I'm going to leave out the issue of proportionate and base because it's confusing. Moving to the second region, which is Eastern Cape. In Eastern Cape, we're having 3,292 members. And then in terms of the delegates present here, we're having 11 females plus 19 males, and then total number present is 30. So that is the Eastern Cape. And then I'm moving to the third region, which is Free State. So a total number of membership in Free State is 14,687. And then total delegates here, females in Free State, we are having 13. And then males, we are having 50. And then total number present is 63. All 63 is here. In Highveld, comrade, we are having 22,191 members. Total number expected is 84. And then we've got 14 females plus 70 males. 84 delegates is present in this Congress. Moving to another region, which is Kimberley. In Kimberley, we are having 12,751 members, and then total delegates expected is 57. We are having 16 females present, plus 41 males, and then total delegates present here is 57. Moving to another region, which is KZN. KZN, we are having 6,991 964 members, and then total delegates expected is 41, and then the breakdown is as follows. We've got 10 females present and 31 males present, and then total number is 41. I'm going to jump Matlosana because they've not yet submitted their delegation list. I'm still waiting for Majara and Kiyo and Mishak to submit their delegates. I'm moving to Northeast. Northeast, we are having 22,446 members. Total delegates expected is 85. And then we've got 10 females plus 75 males. And then total number present from Northeast is 85. I'm moving to the host region, which is PWV. In PWV, a total number of delegates expected is 98, and then we've got 30 females present, and then 68 males present, and then a total number of delegates present is 98. All 98 are here. Oh, a membership of PWV is 27,140. We are moving to the biggest region with a total number, which is Rustenburg, with a total number of 39,751, and then total delegates expected is 134. A breakdown goes as follows. We've got 28 females and 106 males, and then a total number of delegates present is 134. Before I go to Western Cape, I see Matlosana has submitted, and then in terms of Matlosana, the membership is 6,432. Total delegates expected is 39. We've got 15 females present and 24 males present. A total number of delegates present in this Congress is 39 from Matlosana. Now I'm moving to the last region, which is Western Cape. Western Cape is boasting a number of 13,826 members with a total number of 60 delegates expected. And then in terms of their breakdown, they are having 13 females plus 47 males, and then a total number of delegates present in this hall is 60. And then I'm moving to the staff or officials of this union. The staff members from head office is as follows. We are expecting 45 staff members in this hall, and then we've got 14 females and 31 males, and then a total number of staff present is 45. So I'll assume that, comrade, not assume, all the regions have been allocated a number of total number of voting delegates plus 1 official staff members. So if you plus this 45 plus 11,
I think it's going to give us, if my mathematics is still correct, it's going to give us 56. So it means a total number of staff present in this Congress is 56. Comrade DP. So a total number of voting delegates in this Congress is supposed to be 447, and then I don't know whether now you're assisting me, then we must then get the total number present, 747, yes. Then we must get a total number of delegates present so that we can determine our quorum. It's only in terms of the voting, I think it's still no, it's 750. Why are we expecting 747? 747. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Man, I told her I told you, but I can't. Oh.
Oh mayini mvula, mayini mvula. Oh mayini mvula.
Manda.
Mayini
Manda.
mvula kanophala mayini. Oh mayini mvula. Mayini mvula. Mvula kanophala mayini. Oh mayini mvula. Mayini mvula. Mvula kanophala. Oh mayini mvula. Mayini mvula. Imvula kamatava mayini. Oh mayini mvula. Su. Ewe mayini mvula. Imvula kamatava. Oh mayini mvula. Su. Mayini mvula.
Hayine.
Ayihlale phansi. Ayihlale phansi. Ayihlale phansi. Yeah, thank you, comrades. Can you allow me to conclude the credentials so that we continue with the Congress? Amandla! 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 Ayihlale phansi bamba umthetho! Ayihlale phansi bamba umthetho! Comrades, can we finalize here? Comrades, can we sit down? PWV, thank you. Free State, Butle, Free State, Rustenburg, Butle, Highveld, Butle, thank you. Thank you, comrades. KZN, thank you. Please finalize. Mandla, Matla, Matimba, all power. Thank you very much, comrade. In terms of our voting strength, we were expecting 747 delegates present, but now a total number of delegates present in this Congress hall is 746. So therefore, Comrade DP, this Congress is correcting. Thank you. Hold on, Pula, hold on, comrades, like I requested, I'm going to call upon again the acting Deputy General Secretary on stage silently to deal with Congress rules. We are just behind schedule, comrades. Let us move and second the credentials. Thank you very much. Can I see boards? Comrades, you may take your pots down. I noted you. Rustenburg.
Thank you. Amanda, as Rustenburg, Comrade DP, we rise to second or to adopt the credential as presented by the Deputy Regional Secretary.
Thank you very much. Northeast.
Thank you very much, GP. As Northeast, we rise to support the motion to move the credentials. Thank you very much.
Carltonville.
Amandla, oh, two, Mongameli, si TC Caldonville, we cannot move and support the credentials because the NOPs have not been counted. They are not in their supporter. They have not been included in the total strength of credentials. And then we are requesting that they must be included because they are voting NOPs within those NOPs. Not all of them are officials. Siyabulela.
Thank you very much, Carltonville. That is noted. Matlosana. Matlosana.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mongameli. Kinegere Semadlozana, we stand here to adopt credentials without any underwriter. Amanda.
Highveld.
Chair, before you move,
Highveld.
Chair, before you move, I'm standing on the behalf of Matlosana.
Highveld, hold on. Matlosana, what's the issue? We are on the agenda now.
Yes, I agree.
I mean credentials, sorry.
Yes, I fully agree with you, Chair. We are on credentials. But we are rising as Matlosana in a concern, supporting what Carltonville say. We didn't hear the acting DGS also telling this Congress about the number of NOPs.
Okay.
The second part, we are also concerned that Matlosana is having 39 voting delegates. On that 39 vote delegates, I don't know what is wrong with this mic. Can I get an assistant?
We hear you.
All right. The 9 ROBs of Matlosana, there's an appeal to this Congress. So as we move on, Chair, we don't want to contaminate the result and adopting and moving the credentials. Where there's a question that the Congress must talk to. There's a letter that was wrote by 9 branches of Matlosana to this Congress regarding this 9 ROB of Matlosana. And then DP, when we started this Congress, all of us here.
Just hold on. I see there is a board there. Kimberly.
DP, we believe that we are talking to credentials. We are not talking about appeals. There might be appeals, but they will be discussed at the right time. Can you focus on the credentials and then discuss appeals when are presented by the General Secretary? Matlosana cannot do this to this Congress.
Matlosana, your concern or your issue is given to the Congress, and for now, the strategic issue you are raising of numbers, let's allow this phase to proceed on specification. The rule during that discussion will then tell the future or the local stand of the 9 that you referred to. If you don't mind, your appeal is, you are placing it at the wrong spot for now.
Okay.
Can I give Highveld?
Thank you, President Villagas. Lukman, We can't adopt the agenda as it is. The credentials as they are, if there is a question that is raised by Matlosana.
Okay.
We understand what Kimberly is saying. But
Noted.
once you adopt these credentials as they are, and the Congress moves and say they decide otherwise, we're gonna have problems. So credentials must be adopted with everything settled under credentials agenda item. Thank you, President.
Okay. Okay. PWV. Sorry, PWV, sorry. KZN, sorry. KZN. KZN, you are noted, Free State. KZN. Noted, Western Cape. Noted, Kimberley.
Comrade President, I will back a
Noted.
Highveld.
Noted, Matlosana, sit down.
And basemva kwami lapho. I will back a Highveld Maqabane, so that we'll deal with the issues orderly. For us also even to discuss who can vote or not, we still need to adopt credentials. It does not matter. Credentials only means how many people were expected and how many people are here. Then you put the matter of who will vote as a subject when you have adopted and organizationally allow the House to discuss. Because currently, when we want to start in discussing the matter, the very same people who are because we going to adopt. So I'm begging Highveld, let's adopt the credentials and put the matter on the table so that it will be discussed by the House that is orderly adopted. Thank you.
PWV.
Thank you very much, DP. DP, credentials is for the meeting to start. Now, if we are discussing the matter of Matlosana, we'll be discussing under which meeting? Because if we are not adopting the credentials, that means there's no meeting. So we cannot make decision where there is no meeting. Thank you very much.
Comrades, allow me to do this. With respect, all of you are noted here. The item called adoption of agenda is where this issue of Matlosana will find resonance. When you are to adopt the agenda, you specifically say, let's deal with issues of appeals. Let me show you the technicality here. And if we are going to stick on the technicality, we can't finish. Credentials confirms that the way the Congress is convened, those who are supposed to be here are here. On the agenda, you deal with the however part, which is where the Matlosana issue comes in. When you adopt the agenda, not credentials, by any means, Matlosana is one of the 11 regions. This Congress cannot proceed without Matlosana as one of the regions. Can I request your good selves that we allow this credentials issue to proceed and we deal with this appeal issue when we adopt the agenda, there are two different things here. Can I request that? Now, I'm calling up, I see the board at the back there, my disability is killing me. This side. Comrades, just hold on, all of you. Highveld, help me.
Thanks, Deputy President. As I felt we are persuaded by KwaZulu-Natal, therefore we're withdrawing our motion.
Thank you. Therefore, we don't have a motion. We'll deal with this issue when we deal with agenda. Comrades, I'm calling upon the acting Deputy General Secretary to deal with the aspect of NOBs.
Mandla. Yeah, no, thank you very much, DP. NOB's comrade expected is 17. You know the breakdown that we've got the 9, and then we've got the 5 women structure. The youth structure is limping, is only having 4. Then the total number of voting delegates of the NOBs is 17 plus 1 non-voting delegate. Thank you, DP.
Comrades, now I'm going to call upon Beechwood. No. Yes, come here for Congress rules. When you come here, the hotel must prepare their safety manager. Thank you very much. Stand by. Over. Comrades, while waiting for the Congress rules, can we have the safety measures by the hotel? The name is? Tell them your name.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Beechwood Hotel. My name is Junior Fonti. I'm the events safety manager. We have free Wi-Fi for guests, no password needed. We have medical personnel in room 3012 for any medical emergencies. We have no fire drills planned for the day. When you hear a siren, please exit using the 4 exit doors on the left-hand side of the plenary. Straight to the assembly point sited on the garden. Coffee stations are located at the tents as you exit the plenary. Lunch will be served at Clover's Green and Serengeti. Beechwood staff would direct you as you exit the plenary. We are not expecting any power cuts. However, we have sufficient generators for power supply. Our restrooms are located on the right side of the plenary. Please enjoy your stay with us and all the best to the candidates. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The screen is not on yet, the ages. Mamelani le landelago, comrades, take care of your properties. your gadgets, and I can confirm something that you are not used to be in your body is like holding an umbrella. You can leave it in the taxi. These gadgets, you have got bags. Put them in your bags. Make sure they are safe. Now let's listen to the Congress rules.
Amanda, yeah, comrade, I'm still waiting for the technicians to come and fix the screen here. I cannot see. Unless if I take the mic that side. Manda, Andile, go back, comrades. Comrades, go back. Please go back. Please go back, comrades. Go back, Amanda. Amanda. Yeah, comrades, we want to apologize. We wanted to display the rules on the screens, but we are having a challenge with the technology. So now, DP, as per your request, I'm going to read out the rules for this Congress. The rules are read as follows: timekeeping and physical presence in the conference. The conference delegates observe and guests shall adhere to the scheduled time as or the conference program, whether it is adjournment or breaks. The directive given by the chairperson of the session shall be observed. All delegates and guests shall remain within the conference venue when the Congress is in session. Leaders of the delegates are expected to ensure that all delegates spend most of their time in the Congress venue when the Congress is in session, making contributions and taking notes for the report back purposes. Identification. All Congress delegates and guests shall always display their accreditation tags whilst they are in the conference hall. All delegates and guests shall always adhere to good conduct, courtesy, and cordial relations within others whilst the conference is in session. A delegate or a guest shall raise the flag or board if she or he wishes to address the Congress for the chairperson of the session to note him or her, or only those who have been expressly noted will be allowed to speak in the Congress. The chairperson of the Congress or the session will accord the speaking rights to the speakers to address the Congress on a stipulated time. Every speaker who has been given a platform shall be always respected. If some within the conference may hold a different view from that speaker, the speaker should be accorded the time accordingly. Every speaker who has been given a platform to address will only do so through the chairperson of the session, and no dialogue or direct talking will be allowed during the Congress session. No howling, heckling, or whistling will be allowed under any circumstances while the Congress is in session. Smoking and or drinking during the Congress will not be allowed. Only one speaker at the time will be allocated by region on a matter that will be allowed to address the conference, and only when there is a motivation required or a follow-up on the same matter, the region will be given another time. On a point of order, should any delegate feel the need to call a point of order whilst the conference is in session, that speaker should raise the board and then will be duly allowed the opportunity to raise the point of order. The chairperson will note the speaker raising the board or flag only when given a chance to speak and may address the conference about the point of order. The speaker will address the Congress through the chairperson on a point of order. The chairperson will make a ruling on the point of order at the conference, will resume its business immediately. Thank you, DP. Our House rules are done.
Thank you very much, Makabane, tupa lingwe nyama ditlatla. Patan jalo kwangoku. Can we adopt the Congress rules? Can I see both? Western Cape. You will be followed by Matosana, Highveld, and Northeast. Thank you. Free State, Litlakana Kamarawiba, Halutwan. Kimberley, you are noted.
Thank you very much, President. Before we adopt, we like the rules, but we'd like to add one rule, because we don't want to discuss rules all the time during the Congress. During voting, we'd like to propose that no cell phones are allowed in the voting booth. If you are found with a cell phone in the voting booth, that must be equal to disqualification. Thank you.
What do you say to the rules?
During voting, no cell phones must be allowed in the voting booth. The +1 official of each region must keep cell phones of the delegates when delegates are voting.
It's an addition. You agree with the rules with that addition?
I agree with the rules with that addition. Thank you.
I wanted that. Matosana?
Thank you very much, DP. DP, we adopted the rules as they are. However, we want to raise
on for the AGS on the item of apology. He has an apology to do officially to this meeting. AGS. Butle, ngwaneso, itshwara fela yang.
They want to contest now. I don't even know if I'm gonna find this.
Thank you very much, GP. We've got few apologies. The General Secretary of COSATU, Comrade Soweto Piedre, he will join us. He has attended pop crew.
the organization remains. And this union is a home for everybody, irrespective who you are. Now, the new, and I thought after what had happened long time ago, because some of you were not yet born, 1982, the strike leading to the strike of 1987, the ethnic conflicts that had happened in Free State, Carltonville, we thought we'll learn from that. But still today, amakabani as a jonga manyama comrade, not as membership of the organization, but as abantu babathile. Kuthi wena mhlobo wakho uthini? And for that reason, you are not sufficient enough to lead the organization. It can't be the issue, comrade. And then that is the discipline that we are referring to. That is the discipline that we want, that the leadership in the union, from branch level, region, and the national, must maintain. The leadership of the organization and membership of the organization should be taken into account. We have a rich history as a union. Now, we cannot sit here and pretend as if that history that we have said, the forebearers, Abo Ntate Matosa, Abo Comrade Gwena Mantachi, Abo Comrade Khalema Mutante, Abo Comrade Marcel Goldins, Abo Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, the sitting president. And I was asked this question earlier on when I was doing the interview, that the NUM have produced leadership, that the sitting president of the country, the former General Secretary of Union. Is that still going to happen in future? And then my answer was yes. It will happen, Makabar. Because, comrade, because it's only NUM as an affiliate of COSATU that have future leaders in it. We have the youth structure and the women structure. It's not a desk. Those are structures recognized in the Constitution of the Union. Now, that implies that our future as a union is intact, Makaban. Because any organization which does not invest in their youth, that organization is going to die very soon, Makaban. Now, in the NUM, we are resolute that our impact in the alliance structures of the movement, in the alliance structures, your COSATU, your ANC, your Communist Party, it will be felt going forward, Makaban. Now, the most important structures in the organization, comrade, and I will talk a lot about this one, because sometimes we seem to undermine the importance of self-steward at the shop floor. The self-steward, as per the Constitution of the Union from Clause 4, it tells us that we need to have a self-steward from the shop floor. Why, Makaban? Because without this self-steward, the information vacuum will create that information vacuum between the branch committee, the regional, and the national office, so that if we don't have the shop floor self-steward, where the interaction with membership is direct with them, we need to capacitate and empower our self-stewards so that they must be able to handle conflict as they come. And in doing so, regions and branches, as you are sending comrades to Elijah Bahai for training, select stewards that are committed to to the organization that are not bystanders, comrade. Wabona sometimes Tina, sifuna nje amachomi yethu sibathumele kwa-Elijah. Sicinge ukuthi mabaphuma phaya, they will resolve the conflict of membership. Kathi Maqabane siyayazi lonto esiyenzile ukuthi these comrades necessarily we have chosen them on the basis of friendship, not on the basis of their capability of handling cases and handling grievances in their workplace. And if we can do that, Maqabane, and stop this issue of friendship, abana Maqabane bafuna chomi, enzala ma friend akuphandle kwe-union. There are many friends there, not in the structures of the organization. Because it's a bulala lombutho Maqabane. So bulala because this organization this year it will be turning 43 years, December this year. Now, historically, it shows us, even if after 2012, but we sustained the organization. We need to sustain it beyond the term that we are in. And we can only do that when we take the organization serious, when we take this organization as a matter of that is our organization, and therefore, beyond my term as a leader, the organization must still exist, Maqabane. Because Nina comrade, sometimes silwa nge-union as if it's do or die. If I'm not elected, union is all fun in andaba. And it can't be the attitude. The attitude should be, beyond my term, there is somebody who's elected in that position who will carry on with the responsibilities of this organization. Because organization here, two comrades, I live Falentole. Asayizalelwa lokukhokhela Maqabane. Siyakhethiwa. Then mawukhethiwe ungasilibale ukuthi ukhethiwe. U-act as if uyinkosi wena phakathi kwabantu. Always remember that we have been elected by yourself, and equally yourself, you have been elected by the membership. Go to regions, comrades. We have 11 regions of our organization, and it's so important to reflect on that one. We have taken a resolution here in Beechwood to recognize metal as part of our membership that we need to increase. But if you check, there's only one region that is aggressively recruiting metal. PWV and yatatanga nani man. So send PWV mna. There's only one region that is doing that aggressively. And if you check, comrade, regions like your Eastern Cape, after this Congress, comrade Shusha, we need to pay a particular attention. Aggressive. Abana nina Maqabane. Makuti kufuna draft recruitment campaign. Into awukala kundilalaphi. Disodlani. Then before the program can be done, umuntu ubuza lokala. And if we don't agree to those, now the recruitment campaign collapse. And it cannot be the attitude, comrade. The attitude should be, how many members in this recruitment campaign are we going to recruit? I must be quick, equally, to reflect on the issue of the Section 21, the amendment to our Constitution. We are busy doing that, Comrade Eastern Cape. I know that you'll be saying to me, Comrade President, we are waiting for you to sign that. We have signed it, Comrade, in front of the Director of Labor, and we have met that Director of Labor in persuasion. But what we have said is that because we are coming to a Congress, hold it a bit before including in the Constitution. Because if there are constitutional amendment from this Congress, we should combine that and submit collectively as a document to the Department of Labor, Maqabane. That is being taken care of. But that does not stop us from recruiting that metal workers. The Western Cape did well. We know for the fact contractors are seasonal workers. But Western Cape took an opportunity to recruit contractors when they were still in the Western Cape. We can observe that it is declining a bit because contractors, they are moving from province to province. Now, if they are moving out of Western Cape and going to another province, comrades must communicate so that the region that they are moving to, that region should augment that membership. We should not lose them in the process. Now, your KZN, your Western Cape, and your Eastern Cape, equally, your PWV, is where we should grow in the metal sector, Makabanaka. And if we pay particular attention, in that respect, we will grow, comrades, in all the regions that I've just mentioned. And then the only region that is doing wonderful in that, and this Congress must applaud them, is your PWV. Is doing well in as far as the metal sector is concerned. I didn't want to raise it earlier on because I saw Comrade Mandla wanted me to do exactly that. Now, visibility of us as the leadership is important to members. You cannot be elected, comrade, in a 3-year term, uhlale ofisini, ungavisit these members underground, ucinge, ukuthi these members sikakwazi wena no khethiwe full time uhlale ofisini. And these members, when they come to work, they don't find you in the office. Because in the mining industry, we know for the fact that bapangela around 4, 5, or 3. Ama members ayaphangela. Wena ufika ngu7, 8, ngo12 uyahamba. When members baphuma emgodini abakutholi because uhambile wena. And these members, when they want to raise their frustration, want to raise their grievances, awukho ofisini Makabane. I'm just appealing to you as full-timers, to the union, as full-timers of the organization in various branches of the union, in regions, comrades, because equally we have negotiated secondment in some of the regions successfully. Some of the regions, majority of the regional office bearers are full-time on the offices. We cannot, Makabane, be struggling into servicing our membership regularly in our branches. Because you are there with gadgets, you are there with resources that are available for you to service our members. Now, at some point, we are losing members, not necessarily that other rival union, they are doing anything better than us. We are losing membership because we are not doing what we're supposed to do. Now, I'm challenging you, comrade, that we do what we're supposed to do as an organization. But I must reflect equally that structurally, the organization equally is intact, Makabane. We have held our regional conferences, 3 of them, your women's structure conference, your youth structure conferences, your regional conferences. And out of all the regional conferences, yes, Makabane, there are appeals there and there. But you can see some of the appeal, comrade, you appeal and because you lose it. I appeal because kuna antu ebambekayo. And we need to applaud ourselves as an organization because there is something that we are doing that is good in the union. Because if you have a conference, and a successfully so appeal is an issue for the union. We have been debating this thing deeply. Realignment of structures. Whether 5 or 3, after the September conference of youth structure, that will be the last conference that will be held before the National Congress. Equally, the regions as well, we must realign substructure conferences must come before the regional conference, so that their resolution, their decision that is taken, they must find expression to the regional conferences, to the National Congress. Now, if you hold your youth structure conference after the National Congress and there is a constitutional amendment issue, it cannot be taken anywhere, because Congress, it have passed already. Now, for us to be aligned properly, that should be done. That all substructure conference from branches, region, national, they should be held before the main conferences, either region, branch, or national, Makaba. That in that aspect, the organization, it will be tamasintle. Angakara itamisa ka tlhogo. Even now, a ticking box exercise that we have hold the conference of youth structure, women structure, and what have you, but they were held before, after the conferences, the main conferences of the region and the National Congress. I think that should be, I know that is a decision that was supposed to be taken by NEC long time ago, but we couldn't because of certain issues. But in this Congress, this is the last any Congress of the youth that will be sitting after the National Congress. Back to basics, Makaban. It's not, I don't see Maleo Makaban. Back to basic. Remember, we a grievance yake, we are attend timelessly that grievance that is back to basics. I go and you hold your mass meeting according to the Constitution, you hold your branch committee according to the Constitution, you process issues nicely in as far as the Constitution is concerned. But most importantly, comrade, it is to deal with grievances of our members. It doesn't help, comrade, that a member, I'm jeleke, but I'm a kaban, the trashil and the tuleki. At least you have responded. No is still an answer, Makaba. Kutulekile now is still an answer. But if you keep on postponing members will go somewhere and check whether can they be accommodated somewhere. And that accommodation won't suit us well, because they will go to our next union that is not there. And regardless of the unions that exist in our space, there's a lot of ununionized members that are still out there that you can still tap in and recruit, Makaban. But you can only do that when we give service and proper service to the current membership that exists in the union. Therefore, I'm challenging you, comrade, that seated here as branch leaders, as regional leaders, when you go back to our respective branches, to our respective regions, let's do what is important to the organization and service membership. Maningene kule ya alliance. Mandiya kuyo umbalula uhlelapha. No soli bahlelapha. Then always when we are raising these things, comrade, but catch my feelings. Comrade, but catch my feelings. I don't know why. It's a fact, comrade. Let me raise it. It's a fact that we're in alliance with the African National Congress. And let me repeat what I've said earlier on when I was doing interview, that it's not our intention to do away with the alliance with the African National Congress. That is not our intention. And it will never be our intention. However, we must be realistic to the situation that we are confronted with. The ANC of today is not the ANC of 1994. It's not. Now, that being said, we need to critique our own ANC. That is why Makabani, after losing election, because he losing Makabani, my comrade party is a strategic retreat, strategic what. We have lost election, Makabani. We are 39% nationally. And with that, the ANC, ithathe abutsotsi nje abu DA abani baformishe government nabo bathi nathi siba welcome siba biza apha mabafika sethi ama comrades so seyenzekileyo masiyaza ama invite we are very selective sekwe education ngubani kulontombi yamkurumba we DA asimu invite lo makashaki lokhu Labour ngubani ulo wethu sisamu invite azeke because we are in the alliance with the African National Congress, not with the GNU. The GNU is not our baby and it will never be our baby. It will never be. The GNU, no GNU comrade. We cannot dig and diving around the issue of say babysit the GNU. We are not babysitting it. The GNU, it was convenient for the ANC to go to DA, Freedom Front, and those organizations, by their nature, they are our class enemy. They are our class enemy. Now, how can we then be expected to be comfortable to deal with the DA and Freedom Front? And by Nike Sports. Dimba bambisa kuti pantiti. Uthetha kakhulu. Uthetha njengeti i-alliance partner ANC. Na imayithetha uthi siyamthanda uRamaphosa, simthanda kakhulu sihamba naye dithi lengwengwe ilambile. There's no political direction here. Because Makabani bangenile kuma election and babalaki bawina. And then as a result of us declining in terms of the electoral results, comrades, that we have called, and before that, equally the South African Communist Party held its special congress here in Beachwood. In that special congress of SACP, they then decided, it's a long-standing resolution of the Communist Party. It was only to be implemented. Now, they took that resolution. The resolution says the Communist Party will contest election independently from the ANC. Now, manya makabani bati, no, my Communist Party contest, my election, a contest the ANC. No. It's not the ANC. I always tell him this. We have 60-something million plus citizens in South Africa. Out of 60-something million, there are 25 million that are registered in the past election. 25 million registered, if we are using that as a barometer. 25 million registered. And out of 25 million, only 11 or 13 million casted their vote. The rest from the 25, you can do your mathematics. The rest from 25 million, they didn't. And it's not now. We have been saying all the time, hey, amakabani ethu akwatile makabani masiba kukusele baze bazojoina election after election we are declining. Now, by this decision, we call the NPC, the National Political Council. In that National Political Council, we reflected on the nature of politics currently in South Africa. And we then said, as the recommendations, that we need to critique our alliance and our standing in as far as approaching local government election and beyond the local government election. We have done some recommendations for this Congress to consider. If the Congress approves those recommendations, will implement the recommendation as the resolution of the Congress. But we need to clarify this thing, Comrade Mbax. We are siyayithanda ANC maqabane. Sonke siphume kuyo. We are members of the African National Congress. We are leaders, some of us, some of you sitting here in the ANC. We are not going to abandon the African National Congress. We are not. But we want to see a sister sincedise maqabane. Kuthi mama ngene eParliament bayazi ukuthi iCommunist Party ikhona bangayi DA bangayi somewhere bathathe le baformishe government nabo. Siyazi sicinga ngendlela efanayo. Siyazi laba abantu bethu sicinga ngendlela efanayo. Ungaphutha butsotsi man uformishe government nabo uthi nisawucinga ngokufanana. So say that is why banga votelanga budget in the last speech enzilwe. Abayi votel because they know and they are proud. Vanantankwatisayo yeah DA they are very proud. They will say to a national TV, Umede Moabo, Helen Zil. Also, ya payati, whether ANC attend, is our Zakuti. Arrogantly. And our proposal was simple. Through COSATU, through Communist parties, that for me, Shamakabani, in minority government. If that is not possible, Shala, where my benches, our opposition. Manje, Amakabanu wetu, this blue light thing. Yapambanisa na blue light mkabani. Mawe dwaele, unzima kupuma kuyo. Abana kuvulela umnyango. Ama comrade abe ngene anamasandla, ahlale emotweni nje. Mabe kwakhe acinga ukuthi umfazi nokabantwana basamvula le moto, akhohlwe ukuthi hayi la usekhaya. That is the thing, comrade, that we need to engage robustly on. And as we develop this thing in commission tomorrow, we need to employ ourselves that what are we going to do to build this alliance partners? Because we need to have a strong alliance partner. I don't want to take you to, I know you know, but very soon, I feel sorry for that young boy, Burkina Faso. I don't promote coup d'etat. I don't promote coup d'etat. But what had happened and what that boy is doing, I will show about Halabake man. Abaningi bahlulekile. Abaningi bahlulekile. Lo mfana uyenza into esasiyenzile kudala. Ubaqoshile amafura phaya. Then hambani nina. Andinifuni hapa because linzilidla into yethu, igold yethu ne platinum yonke into esinayo. Africa is the richest country when it comes to minerals, but it's poor when it comes to abantu bayo. Something is not right, Makaban. We need to change the concept. And yeah, because in South Africa, no matter mauti ma strike Makaban uthi hey ndizawudlani but umuntu akasebenzi musi. Mauti strike lokuthi umsebenzi ucreate abathi nizawudlani. Usawudlani because akasebenzi yena. Ubugwala loyo. Equally, we must reflect and applaud Comrade Mbalula, the government here to Makaba. Ke stand sebasthatile ya Israel. It was a proper resolution and it needs to be applauded. Because it cannot happen, comrade, with Israel is ophuma nje and it must funda iBhayibheli. Bible ta insorela. Lona lena the Israel e bua mo Bibeleng ke ona ma Israel a ditsotsi. It's not the same Israel as that one. La ba abutsotsi. Bathathile lo mhlaba kuma Palestina. Lama just Jewish. And then supported of course by America in the main. Like what they are doing today. Go to Gaza. Gaza is on ashes. Bayadubula busuku nomini bayadubula Gaza. And they know for the fact that what they are doing is wrong. Just because Abu Butiba we America nabanye futhi baba support bayaqhubeka ngale nto leyo. We applaud you, Comrade Mbalu. We have done a wonderful job there. I know the consequences. Umlungu omkhulu wabo Trabo wabo Helen Zille umlungu wabo ulibizile phaya uthi come an account libulala abantu bame South Africa and uyazi akathethi nyani uyaqoqa. Akuna genocide la. Ikhona le. Last week Iran yamhlasela Israel. Then kwaphakama kabani kothi usho ukuthi ushaya inja kuthi umnikazi wayo adlule. Then bayishayile inja Israel. Manje kwaphakama bani kwaphakama eAmerica. And strategically they think the world is stupid. They are saying we are not fighting Iran. We are fighting a nuclear facility in Iran. But equally they do have nuclear facility in America. And we have allowed this thing for some time, that America must be the police of the world. And it cannot be done, Mataban. It cannot be done. At some point, as Africa, as African leaders, as Africa, we must bring a stop to this thing. And the only way, sivale lama minerals ethu babulo ngendlala ngesite, then basasazi kahle. Because as we continue giving them our minerals, they'll do that to us. Now, we need to reflect on those things, Makaban. And in doing so, we need to strengthen our alliance partners and COSATU too. Because without membership, COSATU will be weak. I'm not reporting that, Comrade Chingange. But I know it's a fact that most of the affiliates of COSATU are in areas. Only some, including us, that we are paying our subscription fee, our affiliation fee. Now, that calls for us as existing affiliate of COSATU to increase our membership base so that in doing so, COSATU can be strengthened. Because without doing that, COSATU will be weak, COSATU. And amabulu makabani, sonse bayimamele le COSATU, because they will know kuti COSATU weak, ama affiliate yayo are weak now. And the only vibrant COSATU is COSATU when the COSATU ends ama campaigns. That is vibrant COSATU. But COSATU cannot do ama campaigns without its affiliates. Ama affiliate ya COSATU must do the same, Makaba. So that we see COSATU, Makaba. And then in this Congress, in your commission, you should reflect on that one too. So that how are we going to strengthen COSATU and grow the membership base? If we grow our membership base, COSATU equally will grow. Thethile ngealliance andifuna ukuhlala kuyo. Andifuna ukwatisa ANC bazozapha. Ngisho basilethile imali. Comrade Mbax. Mawathethile Comrade Mbax. Ungasabi kwakhipha. Usisponsorise. Wabona Comrade Mbax. This is the first national congress of the organization that is digital. Sinidlulile nani ANC. And then this is the first Congress of the NUM. Credentials were not debated more than five minutes. They were passed. 5 minutes, that was enough. That is credible, comrade. That shows maturity amongst ourselves. Let me rush, comrade, to conclusion. Huh? Yeah, I must respect time. Oh, no. General Secretary uthi ndingalaploti kakhulu Le kale late kakate nina. That is the only reason that we are still here. We should be doing something else. But that is not some strange match. Because it's a Congress, we're in the Congress mood. It's the first time we meet as delegation, and then we are doing to express your views in terms of how you see things. There's nothing wrong with Kabal. Now, in conclusion, comrade, I want to applaud all of you and engage you, Makaban, that you behave well up to this end in this Congress. And I so hope that we'll continue to behave in this fashion going forward, Makaban, because we have 2 days. And Congress, comrade, is not all about electing leadership. Congress is about doing program for the next three-year term, if that we still stick to 3 years, 3-year term, and then which is 5 years or 4 years is another matter. But if it's 3 years, we do that program for 3 years for the leadership that will be elected, so that they must know what is expected out of them. Now, if we don't do that and give them a proper program, what they're supposed to do in their term, because we didn't give them anything. And once more, let me take the opportunity, comrade, and thank the National Executive Committee of the NUM. We have done a wonderful job, the National Executive Committee, by convening this Congress. Because constitutionally, it's the NEC that convened their Congress. We have done so. You have done your credentials properly. You have done your venue properly. And then the Congress proceeded peacefully. And that is our view, that this Congress will continue in that fashion over 3 days that the Congress has been planned for. With that note, comrade, I officially declare this Congress open for deliberation and vote with Kabani. Amanda! Viva NUM, viva! Viva Kwasatu, viva! Viva African National Congress, viva! Viva South African Communist Party, viva! Viva Nina, viva! Ayhole NUM, ayhole! Maimanyane, NUM, maimanyane! Matla! Amanda! Diabonga!
Mandla, comrades, allow me to offend you and your program. It is with respect that the SG of the African National Congress has to speak to us now, because he has got a commitment. Now,
Kasune. Oh, Kasune. Oh, Kasune. Oh, Kasune. Oh, Kasune. Iman Mataban. Iman.
You will come back tomorrow, you'll be here.
Yeah. Iman Mataban. Iman. For those who were here in the last Congress, the very same thing happened, Makaban. Spartan Kaukleman. Comrade Banga Tingomso must be mema. But no, since I embarrass and in NUM. Now, we requested because it was not Comrade Mbax that was supposed to be here. It was supposed to Comrade Gwede. Now, Comrade Gwede have an appointment in Parliament that he cannot postpone. Now, Ima, Comrade. And respectani, Comrade man. Shona, Bonsamba Tuanaran Kompa man. Linga Tet in the Teta man. Tulani man. Show respect. Silwa sisodwa singalwe kunabantu phakathi kwethu. Now, Comrade Mbax was taken away from his busy schedule to come and address us. It's so important, Comrade, as a leader of the alliance, to do that. Now, I'm persuading you, Comrade, that we give Comrade Mbax an opportunity to address the Congress, and then we break for lunch after that, and he went to go. Lingati hai. Kipani ngoma, o Comrade Mbax, asa kuzadresa, kahle maqabane wami.
Amanda. 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 Thank you, comrades. Thank you, President of the National Union of Mineworkers, President of NUM, Comrade Huitzi Mudimu, Balepile, Acting General Secretary, Comrade Mpo Pakedi, General Secretary of Sanko, Comrade Mike Soko, Deputy President of COSATU, Comrade Mike Shingange, General Secretary of the SACP, Comrade Solima Paila, former leaders of the National Union of Mineworkers, Minister of Electricity and Energy, Comrade Josienzu Sputla Ramhopa, fellow comrades and compatriots. I've made a commitment to the leadership of NUM that we will join the Congress tomorrow. So this is not scope and donor. We want to hear your criticisms. We want to hear what the giant Union of Mineworkers says at its Congress, even if it's not about the ANC, but about how we're going to overcome the challenges, so many that are facing our country and our union that need to be addressed so that NUM can continue to be the stronger union representative of the workers. We bring you, comrades, warm, fraternal greetings from the African National Congress and extend our sincere well wishes for a productive and transformative Congress. Platforms like this one are not mere formalities. They are the lifeblood for ideological debate, indispensable for sustaining the vital political engagements and critical reflections that fortify our collective resolve, and that ensure we remain true to the enduring spirit of our struggle for fundamental transformation of our society. The ANC does not take these invitations lightly. We recognize the National Union of Mineworkers as the single union that shaped the contours of the very fabric of our revolutionary struggle. The mine workers braved the depths of the earth, facing perilous conditions to fuel the engine of our resistance. Workers fought many battles to ensure better working conditions with mine health and safety as one of the most challenging occupational hazards that has seen many lose their lives. This interaction provides us with invaluable opportunity to remind you of where we come from and directly engage with your perspectives on the critical political questions that confront our nation and our alliance today. More importantly, it offers us the space to share our thoughts unfiltered, bypassing the often distorting lens of third parties like the media. This direct engagement fosters mutual understanding, strengthens our strategic alignment, and reinforces our shared commitment to the national democratic revolution, ensuring that we move forward as a united front with a clear and unwavering vision. We are also honored to be here amongst the organized working class of our country. The ANC, as a disciplined force of the left, is always happy to spend time and to express its support with the workers of our country. The working class remains at the center and at the leadership of our national democratic revolution. Whilst we will continue to use the levers of the state to accelerate change, and fundamental transformation can only be sustained if the people are organized and mobilized. Trade unions are critical in this endeavor. The ANC, as part of the alliance with organized labor, represented by COSATU, continues to be interested in the world of labor. We remain concerned about the world of work. We remain interested on the condition of work. We want to know whether mining companies are paying a living wage. We want to know whether there is adequate provision for houses for the workers and their families. It is impossible for us not to care about these issues affecting workers because the majority of our people are working class. Without thoroughgoing transformation of the lives of the working class, the promise of our democracy will not be fulfilled. The mine workers constitute that section of the working class that has carried the heaviest burden of exploitation and oppression, the force that has toiled and bled alongside the martyrs of our long struggle for liberation. We have always understood that the liberation struggle in South Africa, with the unique colonialism of a special type characterization, was not only about political liberation, but equally economic liberation. Political liberation will remain hollow liberty without fundamental economic transformation across race, gender, and class. Whilst the ANC remains a multi-class organization, our overwhelming bias leans towards the working class for the obvious reason that this constitutes the main motive force for change. That is where the ANC derives the largest share of its electoral mandate. Comrades, the history of NUM and the ANC is intertwined narrative of resistance and resilience, forged in the crucible of struggle. From the darkest days of apartheid, when the very existence of our people was under threat, NUM stood as a bulwark against oppression and the super exploitation of black workers. Describing the lives of black workers in 1914, Sol Plaatje, the first Secretary General of the ANC, recognized the seminal role of workers in our liberation struggle when he said, and I quote, 200,000 subterranean heroes who by day and by night for a mere pittance laid down their lives to the familiar fall of rock, and who at deep levels ranging from 1,000 to 3,000 feet in the bowels of the earth sacrifice their lungs to the rock dust, which develops minus sepsis and pneumonia, close quote. From 1918, the ANC supported the strike by the African municipal, sanitary workers, and African mine workers. ANC leaders, AWG, Champion, and Selbin Simang worked with Clement Gadali in building the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union into a powerful force in the 1920s. The ANC was central to the formation of your predecessor, the African Mine Workers Union, in 1941. The Transvaal ANC Provincial Conference mandated the Provincial Executive Committee to convene a conference of mine workers to launch the union, the African Mine Workers Union, which elected J.B. Marx as its president. J.B. Marx later became the president of the Transvaal African National Congress. The historic 1946 African mine worker strike was the biggest industrial action by African workers ever to take place in South Africa. The strike shook the foundations of apartheid and gave momentum to the need for a strategic shift from passive resistance to mass mobilization and militant action. It is the mine workers who inspired the ANC Youth League to push for the adoption of the 1949 Program of Action by the African National Congress. The ANC was always influenced by mine workers. The ANC leaders and activists who were union members also played a central role in the formation of the South African Congress of Trade Unions, SACTU, in 1955. The formation of Umkhonto weSizwe in 1961 and subsequent armed struggle. The revival of progressive trade unions in the 1970s and the formation of COSATU in 1985. And the subsequent adoption of the Freedom Charter by the Federation in 1987, and growth of the public sector unions. The ANC's work among trade unions has always been guided by the evolution of its strategy and tactics. The working class is the primary motive force of the National Democratic Revolution, and workers who are organized and politically conscious constitute a key detachment of the working class. Accordingly, SACTU and COSATU became strategic allies of the ANC, born out of this collective theorization of the role and place of workers in the National Democratic Revolution. The progressive trade union movement has been a key component of the mass democratic movement, which mobilized various sectors of society to render South Africa ungovernable and make apartheid unworkable. In response to President Oliver Tambo's clarion call, many union leaders and members made supreme sacrifices for the freedom and rights enjoyed by many workers today. Many were jailed, some were murdered, and others joined the movement in exile. After the formation of the NUM in 1982, as a successor and inheritor of the militant traditions of the African Mine Workers Union, it is the NUM and the UDF-aligned trade unions that shaped the labor movement's ideological attitudes and subsequently led to the adoption of the Freedom Charter by COSATU. Comrades and compatriots, we are here to thank the mine workers for contributing to the many phases of our struggle from the 1940s to this day. We come from far and a tortuous path we are yet to traverse remains ahead of us. Until the NDR reaches its logical conclusion, we will not turn our back on you. We will not turn our back on the alliance. This Congress takes place against the backdrop of sharpening contradictions, both internationally and locally, characterized by dramatic shifts in the political landscape. On the domestic front, the electoral outcomes of 2024 national and provincial elections plunged the movement into uncharted waters, characterized by the National Executive Committee as a strategic setback for the National Democratic Revolution and characterized by the President of NUM as a loss. Despite this, comrades, as the party with the largest votes, the ANC seized both the tactical and strategic initiative and started shaping a narrative about the need for us to secure political power and not sit on the sidelines. We came with the idea that all political parties must work together and voluntarily cooperate in setting up an inclusive, viable, and stable government of national unity. We didn't choose two political parties, because if we chose two political parties, which the president talks about, it will not be GNU. It will be something else called maybe the coming together of two political parties. We did this not because we are cowards or sellouts. Any serious revolutionary understands that there are moments when we have to take tactical measures to open space for the revolution to recover from a major setback. The GNU must be understood in this context. Our strategy for the realization of the NDR has not changed, but the tactics to change based on the material conditions occasioned by the outcome of the 2024 elections. We no longer have 50% majority, but we remain in control of government, and we will not retreat from pushing forward the National Democratic Revolution. There is no better demonstration of our ability to forge ahead with our manifesto commitments despite the changed political landscape than the promulgation of critical transformation laws in the form of the National Health Insurance Act, the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act, and the Expropriation Act. The 2024 moment has brought to the fore stark contradictions, both within the alliance and society in general. Like any living organism, our alliance is dynamic, constituted by 4 independent allies. Even though we share common perspectives on the NDR, we will always have differences on tactics. However, we are all committed to the unity and cohesion of the alliance. We are engaged in deliberations aimed at strengthening the alliance, which include discussions on the reconfiguration of the alliance and to seek the most optimal way to ensure effectiveness of the alliance on the political programs of the movement. Yesterday, we had a bilateral with the SACP. We discussed the challenges of the moment. There are a number of challenges that demand that we close ranks. We agreed that we should continue to find ways to strengthen our relationship, to confront problems together, and to listen to each other as allies. Our shared history is a testament to the power of unity and the unwavering commitment to the National Democratic Revolution. In moments of national crisis, this relationship has been a reliable source of strength, direction, and unwavering support. As we look to the future, we must harness this legacy, draw strength from our shared experiences, and use them to drive progress and transformation, ensuring that the sacrifices of the past are not in vain, and that the promise of a better future is realized for all. The geopolitical landscape is experiencing tectonic shifts with the rise of the ultra-right governments, with fascist characteristics, hell-bent in reasserting racist tendencies of yesteryear. These are the authors of neocolonialism and modern-day imperialism, steeped in entrenching racial inequality and disdain for human solidarity, steeped in warmongering and ethnic cleansing. These developments are fueled by a new wave of disinformation that has replaced diplomacy and intelligence, underpinned by unbridled greed and pursuit of commercial interests at all costs. We unequivocally pledged our solidarity with the people of Palestine and took the unprecedented step to haul the apartheid Israel regime before the International Court of Justice, to be held accountable for its actions in Gaza and against the people of Palestine at large. History has no blank checks or blank pages. The world will not forget that the United States has used its veto power in the United Nations Security Council 48 times over the decades to block any attempt to hold Israel accountable for its illegal actions and violations of international law. The hypocrisy and double standards of those who wield their veto power as a weapon to allow Israel to commit unspeakable atrocities with impunity, while others must be held accountable for the same or lesser atrocities. Our deep bonds of solidarity with those that remain oppressed were forged in the furnaces of our shared struggles, from Palestine to Western Sahara. Despite the pressures exerted on us by those who seek to impose their will on our sovereign state, we dare not falter in our duty to advance a better Africa and a better world, where peaceful coexistence of nations respecting each other's sovereignty in a multipolar and rules-based world order, which is underpinned by adherence by all nations to multilateralism as opposed to unilateralism. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the working class remains central to driving a forward momentum and shaping the future of our nation. The ANC strategy and tactics document asserts that, I quote, "The working class remain the leading force in the struggle for social transformation," close quote, reminding us that our struggle is not merely a historical artifact, but a living and evolving project. However, we must acknowledge the strategic shifts that have impacted our economy. The mining sector, once a dominant force, has seen a fluctuating yet overall significant contribution to our gross domestic product. According to recent reports, the South African mining industry contributed 6% of the country's total nominal GDP during the first 3 quarters of last year. While this represents a slight decrease from the 7.3% in 2022, it still underscores the sector's vital role. Additionally, Mining Weekly also reflected during the 3rd quarter of last year, the sector employed 4.5% of the country's total workforce. This indicates that the sector is still a major employer, providing livelihoods and sustaining communities. However, we must also recognize the challenges facing the mining sector, including logistical constraints, electricity supply issues, the impact of climate change, and increased crime and corruption, which threaten the sector's viability and the well-being of its workers. Despite these challenges, the ANC firmly believes that mining remains a critical pillar for our economy's growth. South Africa possesses vast mineral resources, including platinum group metals, manganese, and rare earth elements that, if strategically harnessed, can drive industrialization and beneficiation. We must use our critical minerals to build a new and transformed economy that is inclusive and empowering to workers and black people in general. South Africa faces significant economic hurdles. We grapple with slow growth, persistently with unemployment, high unemployment, particularly among our youth, and the challenges of social reproduction. The latest quarterly labor force survey confirms that the youth unemployment remains alarmingly high, exceeding 40%, creating a generation of disaffected and marginalized young people who feel alienated from the promise of our democracy. Economic growth projections remain modest, hampered by structural constraints, policy uncertainty, and global economic headwinds. Social inequalities persist, with wealth concentrated in the hands of few, while millions struggle to survive, facing the daily indignities of poverty and hardships. The ANC is prioritizing industrialization and beneficiation to address these challenges. As outlined in the 2025 January 8 statement, we are committed to using our national mineral resources to drive industrial development, create jobs, and stimulate economic growth. To unlock the potential of beneficiation, we must invest in infrastructure, skills development, and research and development. Comrades, as we redouble our efforts to undertake organizational rebuilding and renewal, this is guided by an appreciation echoed in our many resolutions and documents which stipulate that renewal demands a return to the ANC's core values and principles, ensuring that our actions are guided by integrity and a commitment to serving the people. As the ANC, we are committed to a comprehensive renewal process, focusing on strengthening our organizational capacity, enhancing our accountability, and restoring the trust of the people. We are implementing robust internal mechanisms to ensure ethical leadership, effective governance, and transparent decision-making. We are also focusing on the revitalization of our branches, ensuring they are vibrant centers of community engagement, political education, and social mobilization. All members of the ANC have to undertake serious political education, and branches must focus on solving service delivery challenges instead of being preoccupied with palace politics. The unity of progressive forces remains a strategic imperative. As O.R. Tambo eloquently stated, unity is the rock on which the future of this country will be built. Without unity, there can be no victory. The ANC strategy and tactics documents consistently emphasize the importance of this unity, recognizing that our strength lies in our collective action. Comrades, a strong COSATU and a vibrant SACP and a vibrant civic movement are crucial to the renewal of our broader movement, ensuring that the voice of the working class remains central to our struggle. These organizations are essential partners in our struggle for a just and equitable society, providing critical support and guidance as we navigate the challenges ahead. Your strength is our strength, and your success is our success. Let us be clear, comrades. The renewal of the ANC is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collective project that demands the active participation and unwavering commitment of all our alliance partners. COSATU, with its deep roots in the working class, and the SACP, with its unwavering commitment to socialist principles, are indispensable to this process. We need your critical insights, Comrade President. We are not allergic to criticism. Your grassroots mobilization and your unwavering solidarity to ensure that the ANC remains true to its mandate and its mission. We must forge a renewed alliance built on mutual respect, shared values, and common vision for a better future. We must strengthen our organizational capacity, deepen our ideological clarity, and enhance our ability to mobilize the masses of our people. Be careful about every decision we take, whether it advances or it weakens the project of the National Democratic Revolution. We must stand together in the face of adversity. It is at this moment, comrades, when we are tested, that we need to work tirelessly to build a society where justice, equality, and prosperity prevail. Let us renew our commitment to the struggle, and let us march forward, united in our purpose, towards the realization of our shared dream. In conclusion, the ANC recognizes NUM as an indispensable force within the South African society. Your voice, your existence, and your unwavering commitment to social justice are vital to our collective efforts to build a more equitable and prosperous nation, a nation where the dignity of labor is upheld and the fruits of our collective effort are shared by all. We wish you well in your 18th National Elective Congress and trust that robust engagements will deliver resolutions that continue to place the country and the alliance on a steady trajectory in advancing the national democratic revolution. Thank you very much. Amandla! Thank you.
Mata. Comrade Mbalula, on behalf of the leadership of the NUM, the Congress as large, we are saying to you, with this token of appreciation, we heard that you are pleading to us that we must unite as the working class with the alliance. And I'm sure you heard the president when he was saying, we will never leave the ANC. And I heard you correctly saying that we are having your back. So let's keep on, make sure Uguti, you are defending and protecting the working class at all costs. Thank you very much.
Comrades, the following are the marching orders. With respect, we will only introduce guests after lunch. What we are going to do now, the message I received is that the delegates must have their tax when they go to Serengeti or Clover Green. I will request the staff members of the NUM to usher our guests to any of the two. And all of you, you are allowed to enter any of the two 7 points, Serengeti or Clover Green. I am expecting you here exactly 15 o'clock. You are released for now.